It's a total of 608,000 acres that they own across 7 parishes in Louisiana, and they don't pay anything. They get all the services for free, and it's just simply not fair.
Right now, several Cenla sheriffs are calling on the federal government for more funding due to the work being done in the only national forest in the state. Our Rob LaPearl joins us now to explain. Rob?
Yeah, that's right, Johnny. And those sheriffs are even going so far as to labeling it as a waste of your precious taxpayer dollars. And they're calling on Louisiana's congressional delegation to make amends.
The United States federal government owns 34% of Grant Parish.
And I think they should ante up just like the taxpayers of Rapides Parish is having to pay.
You know, we're out here providing this service free of charge. And when you look at Wynn Parish as a whole, over 30% of our land mass is taken up.
The Costatchee Forest, a well-known historical staple in central Louisiana, has now surfaced into the crosshairs of Cenla's sheriffs, but not for its recreational activities.
I'm asking for reimbursement for the expenses that we make every day on their property.
You know, all other services provided on national forest land, whether you're working on roads or you're cutting timber or whatever you're doing, there is a contract in place to be reimbursed for the services you provide to the national forest. So, I mean, that's where us 7 sheriffs are coming from.
They describe the forest as a burden on taxpayers, with millions of dollars in resources being spent annually across Cenla's parishes for things like police patrols and responses to emergency calls, which is something Sheriff McCain says is putting a drain on parishes that are already at a disadvantage.
We don't have any industry here. We don't have shopping centers or strip malls. You can't build a home on this 34%. You can't have a supermarket on this property. You can't have a Walmart. It's pine trees.
And that's a claim supported by his fellow sheriffs.
You take parishes like us and Grant Parish, Natchitoches, places like this, Avoyelles. We don't have a lot of tax base. If you go south, you have all the plants, the river parishes and stuff like that, where a lot of tax dollars flow down there.
And their requests aren't new to the federal government. They're requesting what's known as payments in lieu of taxes, or PILT, a service already being provided to states with similar issues like Utah, Nevada, and Colorado, which is a program that would give a noticeable boost to Cenla's law enforcement. What could your office do with that money?
Easy. Add additional personnel, additional tools, equipment that needs to be upgraded, radios, whatever, tasers, tools at our officers' vehicles. I mean, when you have the largest parish, when you have a large parish like our parish, it takes a lot of resources to cover this. So, I mean, vehicles, you put a lot of miles on vehicles.
To plead their case, Cenla's sheriffs reached out to Louisiana's congressional delegation, like Senator Bill Cassidy, who's pledged to follow up on their concerns.
The amount of money available nationwide is about $400,000. That's nationwide. So the amount of money available for the Park Service to distribute is so limited. We've had that meeting, it triggered the concern, and we're working to see what we can do to address that.
But between limited funding and the era of DOGE cuts sweeping across Washington, D.C., the cards are stacked against securing that funding. But there's a ray of hope in the eyes of Sheriff McCain, who believes the time is right with more federal involvement circulating around central Louisiana. You say that you're just now feeling like you've gotten a response, or that people have been listening to you, or an ear's been opened. What changed?
The only thing that I can contribute to is the new administration.
What is that administration?
The presidential administration.
I will say that Trump is law enforcement friendly. The governor that we have, Jeff Landry, is law enforcement friendly, which helps a lot.
But while confidence is not a shared trait among them all, a belief that is.
No matter whatever happened with this issue, I would never do anything or never want to put the people out here that run our local Costatchee district, I would never want to put them in a position to where they thought that we were not here in full support of them.
It's just like doing your job. We're going to do it. Whether we get the money from the government or not, we're going to steal because it's our citizens that use the forest.
Now, Senator Cassidy says his office is working diligently to research the issue and secure that funding for these kinds of reimbursements and hopes to have more information in the weeks to come.